Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be basically just a roundup of all the new products I've been trying out. So most of these are new releases. I might call this like new-ish releases because some of them are new releases and some of them are just new products to me that I've been trying out lately. I just wanted to give you guys a review and tell you guys what's good, what worked for me, what didn't. I hope you guys can kind of get to know some of these products. I just wanted to share my opinions with you guys. I know a lot of you guys really like my review-based videos where I talk and give you guys reviews on different products. So I kind of wanted to just mash everything together into one gigantic review video. I really hope you guys enjoy this one. I apologize, you've already seen this makeup look in the video that went up directly before this one. So I didn't change the look, I just changed my sweater and my hair. I'm a new woman. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Also for the makeup look, the full details will be posted on the description box. I post all my makeup looks on Instagram so you can see what I'm wearing there. Anyways, let's get right into this video. I hope you guys enjoy this basically massive review of a bunch of new products and let's get right into it. Surprisingly, I only have one eyeshadow palette to share with you guys because I've only bought one palette in the past 2 months. I'm really proud of myself because in January and February, I bought like a lot of new palettes. It was really bad and I just kind of wanted to rein myself in after that. So I only bought one palette and it was one that I really wanted and I'm very happy with that because if I just bought every single palette that I remotely wanted, I would have like 20 new palettes in front of me, but instead I was just like, no, buy the one that you're really interested in. So I did. It was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. Obviously, I love a good colorful look. I'm wearing one right now. Most of the looks I do on my Instagram are colorful, but on the everyday basis, I do want a nice neutral color palette to wear to school or work or whatever, and I really enjoy having some nice neutral colors as well. So while it might not show up on my Instagram, I do a lot of neutral looks in my free time. So this palette I really knew was going to be my new staple palette for neutral colors. I love this one. It's obviously a very warm toned palette, but I love that they included some nice orange tones, some browns, and then also some pinks. So depending on what kind of neutral color scheme you want to work with, I think you have enough to work with whatever you want to do. So Dusty Rose, Rose Pink, Sultry, and Mulberry are great for doing a nice pink toned look. You have some kind of cool tone browns like Cypress Umber, Noir is really great, and then also some warm tones. So overall, it's a really nice versatile palette. I've worked with it a lot and done some really fun looks with it. So I will flash a couple pictures of some looks I've done with this palette, but overall, I really enjoy this one. I think it's a gorgeous color palette. Would I have bought it if it was from like Tarte or another brand like Urban Decay? Probably not. The formula to me is what really drew me into this palette because I already know that I love the Anastasia formula. The Modern Renaissance palette has one of my favorite formulas from a high-end brand. So even though the colors aren't necessarily the most exciting color palette, I knew that the formula was going to be amazing and this is definitely a new staple in my collection. So I've been loving this one. Obviously it doesn't look very used because I'm very light-handed with my palettes, but I think that I've been wearing this at least 3 times a week and that's a lot for me. So I really enjoy this one. I would definitely recommend it if you like some neutral colors like this one or if you're wanting a good staple palette in your collection. It is $42. I love the velvet outer as well. It's just so beautiful, and Soft Glam, I couldn't think of a better name. It's just gorgeous and I love this one. Next, I want to talk about the foundation I'm wearing today. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup. Obviously this is a foundation and I heard a lot of people talking about this one. A lot of YouTubers were talking about the new products from Flower Beauty, which is now available at Ulta. I was very excited to see that. So the first thing I wanted to pick up was the foundation because I've been trying out a lot of new foundations lately. And this one, I'm not sure if it's my favorite foundation, but I do think it's pretty. I'm wearing it today. It's one of my favorite like luminous foundations. It's just really nice and glowy on the skin. So if you do like a luminous finish, I think you'll love this one. But if you have oily skin, this is going to be a disaster. I can already tell. So if you have oily skin, I'd say steer clear of this one. I do have some problems with the shade range. I can't really find a shade that works perfectly for me. This one is the closest like color match. It's Ivory L2, so the second lightest shade. I think it's really pretty, but it does kind of pull pink on me, so that's just something to keep in mind if you want to like mix it with something else to make it fit to your undertone. But overall, I think it's a pretty foundation. It's not my favorite in the world. A lot of people have been saying it's like their new holy grail. It's not my new holy grail. I think it's gorgeous, and for the price, it's a really pretty foundation, but I'm not going to be using this on the regular. I can already tell because it's very glowy. I do have to set it down because it kind of stays wet on the skin and it doesn't dry. But if you like a luminous foundation, especially in the summer months, I think this will be fun for you, but I don't think it's good for anyone with oily skin. I think it's going to be bad for people who have kind of a warmer undertone, or if you just struggle with finding a good foundation shade match in drugstore brands. And yeah, I think this is kind of a subjective foundation. It's a good formula if you like luminous ones, but if you don't like luminous ones, this is definitely very glowy. So overall, I'll give this one like an 8 out of 10. For me, I think it's pretty on the skin. I do need to use it with a matte primer to keep it kind of not overly glowy, but it's a really pretty one, and I do recommend this one if you like glowy foundation. One of my favorite new releases lately has been the MORPHE lashes. So this is my MORPHE lash book, and then in here I have 5 pairs of the MORPHE lashes. I have, here I'll just read you, I have Luxurious, Temptation, Smoochy, Heartbreaker, and Sophisticated. I wear Sophisticated very often on my Instagram pictures. They're so beautiful. They're very lush and fluffy. And then the rest of the lashes in here are from like Allure and some other brands. And then I'm wearing a pair today. But I really enjoy the MORPHE lashes. They have a really good lash band. It's not too thick to a point where it's going to be like hard to maneuver, but it's not too thin to a point where it's going to fall off after one use. So I think it's a good like medium. It's a happy medium. It's very flexible. And these are just so durable. They're fluffy. They're gorgeous. I think you'll be able to find a style that you really like from MORPHE. They're only $10 a pair, so it's a lot more affordable than lashes that are kind of the similar style, like a faux mink style, and they're all synthetic as well. So I really enjoy them. And then the lash book is nice. It is kind of like cardboard, but it doesn't feel like super flimsy. It's very sturdy. It just houses everything really well, and I just enjoy this a lot. So these are my new favorite pairs of lashes, particularly the style Sophisticated. That's my favorite, but I love all of these ones, and I think they're just gorgeous. So I definitely recommend the MORPHE lashes if you want to try them out. I think they're an amazing option. So next I have a product from BECCA, and they were kind enough to send this to me in PR through Octoly. However, I just want it to be clear that whenever I get PR products, I will not hesitate to give an honest review. If I hate a product, I will hate a product, and I'm not afraid to share that opinion. I don't really care about hurting a brand's feelings. I always want to give you guys honest reviews. So that's what I'm about to do right now. I'll just start with the positives. I really do enjoy the primer from this Complexion Refresh set. So it came with an under eye corrector and then a primer. This is the First Light priming filter. It's purple, obviously, but it doesn't go on purple. It just kind of shears out. It's a really beautiful luminous primer. It smells kind of like a light citrus scent, kind of like citrus candy, so it's really fun. And I just think it's a really beautiful primer. It just sets down everything nicely. It has a nice luminous finish, so it looks really gorgeous under your foundation. And I've noticed that my makeup does stay on longer with this one. So I enjoy this primer. I will definitely continue to use this one, and I definitely recommend buying this primer because it's one of my favorites in my collection. I'm not such a fan though of the under eye brightening corrector. I don't really mind using correctors. I know a lot of people hate them. Personally, I enjoy them. I do have really dense dark circles because I am a student, so I stay up very late. This is a nice peachy corrector, so it's good for correcting dark circles. I tried this one out, and the first thing I noticed was that it smells like kids makeup. Obviously it's not kids makeup because it is a very expensive brand. BECCA is high-end, obviously, and they're in Sephora. So it's not kids makeup, but it smelled kind of reminiscent to something that you would pick up at Claire's. I remember like playing around with those kids makeup sets with the little potted lip glosses that you would pick up with a little spatula and just wipe all over your lips. That's what this smells like. So that was kind of off-putting, but I am willing to look past weird smells if the product is good. And unfortunately, this just didn't really do that much for me. I think it was kind of an unnecessary step. I have correctors in my collection that work really well. This one was not one of them. It just didn't really do enough for me to kind of justify that extra step, and the fact that it smelled weird, I don't know. So I'm not a huge fan of the entire set. I would say just pick up the primer because that's an amazing product, but the corrector for me just wasn't my favorite. If you really need heavy duty color correction, I think this will not be the greatest option for you. This product is definitely going to be in my 2018 favorites, and it's just an immediate favorite in my collection. I knew the second that I tried this one out that, oh my god, this is special. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. I've talked your ears off about this one. I think I've talked about it in all the videos lately. I really enjoyed this highlighter. It's obviously a nice soft gold color. I think it's going to be very versatile for a bunch of different skin tones because while it is a very light color, it's going to work on very fair skin tones, but it also works on nice dark skin tones as well because it doesn't have a super pigmented base. It's just a really nice sheen. I find that this looks kind of like the sun is beaming out of your face, so it's blinding, it's beautiful. I love the wave pattern that it's pressed in. I think this is just one of the best highlighters ever, and Anastasia did an amazing job with the formula, so congratulations to Amrezy. I also love the packaging. I think the entire aesthetic of this product is beautiful, and it's $28. It's inexpensive for a single highlighter, but it's pretty expensive for a single highlighter, but I do think it's worth it just because there's so much product in here, and I love this one. I have 3 new concealers that I've been trying out. I'll try to breeze through these ones. The first one is the CATRICE Liquid Camouflage. So I picked this one up in maybe late January, early February, and I've been really enjoying this one. Tarte really enjoys this one, and she recommended it. I love this. It's a gorgeous finish under the eyes. I'm wearing it today. This does a beautiful job of brightening up everything. I have the shade 005 Light Natural, so it's the lightest shade. This is gorgeous for under the eyes. It blends out seamlessly. It doesn't crease on me. It just covers up everything. It's very full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey under the eyes. So this one I've been using a lot. The shade range, however, is abysmal. I think Catrice has maybe like 3 or 4 shades of this concealer, which is not good at all. So I really feel uncomfortable recommending this one on my YouTube channel, and I don't use it in tutorials because of that. So unfortunately the shade range is pretty bad, but it's a really good concealer and it's only $6, so great affordable option, but you're probably not going to be able to find a shade, so that kind of sucks. Next up is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This one has been receiving a lot of hype here on YouTube. A lot of people say that it's a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. I really like this concealer as well. This one is the shade, I have the shade C3. It's a really good shade match for me. It's a nice brightening concealer. It covers up so much. It's very full coverage. And I would say this is probably the closest you can get to an affordable dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. So I really enjoy this one. It's beautiful with the baking powder I'm going to mention later in this video. And overall, great concealer. There's 18 shades in this one, so you're probably going to be able to find a good shade match for you. And overall, beautiful concealer, great formula. The final concealer that I've been trying out is actually a high-end concealer. This one is the KYLIE Cosmetics concealer from Kylie Jenner. This one is the shade Ivory. So she came out with a huge shade range of these concealers, and I think that's amazing. These are $20 each, and I wanted to try this one out because a lot of people were saying it's a really good formula. And I know a lot of people who reviewed this one are actually on Kylie's PR list, so I'm not on her PR list. I bought this one with my own money. So as always, I will give you an honest review. I enjoy this a lot. It's very full coverage. It covers up everything. It doesn't crease on me. It looks beautiful throughout the day. This is my new favorite concealer in my entire collection, and that's saying a lot. I love the Tarte Shape Tape. I love the ones I just mentioned to you guys, but this one beats out all of them. It's just a beautiful, light formula. It doesn't feel like anything under the under eyes. It never kicks up on me, and it's just beautiful. The only downside to this one is that you cannot return it. Kylie Cosmetics is online only, and they don't have a return policy, so you cannot return this one. You have to be able to shade match yourself online. That can be difficult, but I do believe that I'm pretty good at shade matching myself just based on colors and undertones. So I picked Ivory. It's nice, light, and warm, and it works perfectly for me. So hopefully you can find a good shade match for you because it's kind of contentious to find a good shade match. I do think it's a really great concealer. I love this formula, and overall, my new favorite. All right, I have a new skincare favorite for you guys, and this one was actually recommended to me by a subscriber. I think it was either in my natural makeup products video or my current favorites video. I will link those above in the cards, by the way. I mentioned that I really enjoyed the Trader Joe's Rosewater spray, and someone recommended to me the Trader Joe's Blueberry and Acai Facial Scrub. I've really been enjoying most of the Trader Joe's line. I like their skincare a lot, so I was really excited to try this one out. I kid you not, this is the best smell I've ever smelled in my life. It smells, every time I sniff this, I want a vanilla blueberry acai bowl. There is some oatmeal in here as well, so it just kind of smells like a blueberry acai bowl with granola on top. That's kind of weird, but it's so good. This is a delicious scent, and it works really well. It's a nice gentle exfoliation, so it's gonna kind of buff away the dead skin cells on the surface of your skin, just kind of rejuvenate everything, but it's not gonna scratch your skin at all. So I really enjoy this one. It's only $6, so great price for a really good scrub. I think it's a lot more affordable than other types of skincare brands, and just overall Trader Joe's is killing it. So I could smell that all day. So a new powder I've been trying out has been the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in Lace. This is a light banana powder, and Casey Holmes recommended this one. I love her recommendations. She never does me dirty with her recommendations, so I wanted to try this one out, and I really enjoy this a lot. It's so good for baking your under eyes. This is only $8, and you're getting like 1.23 ounces of product in here, so you're getting a ton of product for a pretty low price. The biggest downside for me is the fact that the packaging is a mess. Obviously, there is no sifter in here, so it's gonna be messy. I actually transferred, oh, you just saw like a cloud of powder in front of me. So I actually like to transfer this to a sifter, like a separate container, so that's a little bit easier to use. I don't use it directly out of this packaging, but if you can get past that, overall, I think it's a really great product. It's so good for brightening up your under eyes. It gives a nice, smooth, velvety look under your eyes, keeps everything from creasing, and just sets down everything in place. So I enjoy this a lot. It's $8. You can get it at Ulta, and it's a great product. It works amazingly with the concealer as well. I've been trying out a new blush. This one is from OFRA. I believe they came out with an entire new line of face products at the end of 2017. So this is relatively new, and I heard very little about the OFRA blushes and bronzers and stuff. So I really wanted to try them out for myself. This is the shade Bellini, and OFRA was kind enough to send this to me through PR, through Octoly, so I was really excited to try this one out. It's a beautiful, like, kind of peachy neutral color. I'm wearing it on my face today. I've been wearing a lot in my Instagram looks, and I love this blush. It's such a beautiful formula. It's completely matte, but it just diffuses so nicely onto the cheeks. It looks really healthy, and I just think blush is the perfect finishing touch. It just kind of pulls everything together and makes everything look healthy and nice on the skin. So I really enjoy this blush. I think it's a beautiful formula. You're getting a ton of product in here, and I really like all the stuff I've tried from OFRA so far. Their liquid lipsticks are amazing, and this blush is no exception. So I really enjoy this one, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. Another foundation that is a new arrival on the market is the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. This one just came to my Ulta, and again, Casey Holmes recommended this one, so I wanted to pick it up. Even though we have very different skin types, I most of the time really like what she recommends. So wanted to try this one out as well. I have the shade Bisque. I think it's the second lightest shade. This is a beautiful shade match for me, and I love this foundation. Obviously a matte foundation. They do have the HD Pro Coverage one, which is a more illuminating, luminous foundation. I like that one as well. This one is perfect if you have oilier skin. So if that one didn't work for you, I think you'll enjoy this one a lot because it has the same HD finish. It looks amazing on camera. It just looks amazing in person, but it has a nice matte dry down. So it's not going to let your oils through throughout the day. It's just a beautiful finish. Overall, probably one of the highest quality drugstore foundations I've tried in a long time. I mentioned it in my top 10 favorite drugstore foundations. It's just a beautiful foundation. I've been reaching for it very often throughout the week, and I really enjoy this one as well. A couple weekends ago, I stopped by the MORPHE store up on Magnolia near LA. So I stopped in there, I bought a bunch of new products, and I ended up trying out 3 brushes from MORPHE. So I actually liked 2 of the 3. The first one I bought was the MORPHE M510. So I've heard a lot of people talking about this here on YouTube. It's a small tapered highlighting brush, so I thought this would be perfect for getting a perfect precise highlight here on your cheekbones. Unfortunately, just not my favorite brush in general. The brush is not the worst brush I've ever tried, but the bristles are kind of scraggly. They're not the softest, and they're just a tiny bit scratchy on the face. Also, I did wash this one, and the hairs kind of went a little bit more scraggly than I wanted them to. I used brush conditioner and it kind of fixed the problem, but I don't know, just for a brush, I think this is not the best brush I've ever tried from MORPHE, and I was kind of disappointed in this one. So the M510 I would say is not my favorite. I think for the MORPHE brushes in the M line, which is the cheapest line at MORPHE, the longer the brush hairs are and the more fluffy the brush is, the more scratchy it's going to be. So not my favorite brush. I think there's better brushes that MORPHE offers, and I think just for the purpose of the highlighting brush, it felt kind of not pleasant on the skin. However, I did buy a very similar brush, similar in shape. This is the Morphe Y14. Very similar kind of concept. It's a nice tapered highlighting brush. This one is so soft, not scratchy at all. I think whatever it is with this like gold line, hairs feel so high quality. So I really enjoyed this one. It just feels very high quality. It's not the like most heavy brush, so it's not going to feel like super luxurious and expensive, but the hairs feel very soft and just gorgeous in general. It's 100% synthetic, and this has become my new favorite highlighting brush. So I really enjoy this one. It's perfect. The other brush I picked up was the Morphe Y22. I should have cleaned this before the video. It has some blue eyeshadow on it right now from doing this look in the morning, but this one is really good as well. I love this for just kind of smudging color on the lower lash line. Again, the hairs are really soft, very high quality feeling. I just love this one as well. So the Morphe Gold line, the Y brushes are amazing. I would steer clear of the brushes from the M line if you're going for a brush with very fluffy hairs, but overall, I like 2 of the 3 brushes from Morphe, and most of the time I really do enjoy Morphe's brushes. I think they're great quality for the price, except for the M line. I have a pair of lashes that I got from e.l.f. This is the Whaley Luxe Lash Kit. This is their second collaboration with Whaley Huang, and I really wanted to try this one out because it was almost sold out when I got to my Ulta. So I thought maybe a lot of people are really enjoying this one. It said that these are multi-dimensional lashes for full volume and length. So I was expecting some nice lush 3D lashes, but they are kind of shorter, so I thought it would be good for getting a really nice fluffy voluminous lash that I could still wear on a more casual day to like classes and stuff. Unfortunately, I was just really underwhelmed with these. They're only $4, so it's not the most expensive pair of lashes, but they are just kind of lacking in like curl, volume, everything. I think there's better lashes at the drugstore. Particularly, I really like the eyeliner lashes. These are just not dimensional enough, not fluffy enough. They're not 3D at all. They're very flat, and they're not my favorite. So Unfortunately, these were kind of a fail for me. I don't like bagging on influencer collaborations because I think these are definitely something to be proud of, and congratulations to Whaley, they're just not my favorite. I think it's kind of subjective. They're not bad quality lashes at all. It's just not my favorite style and not what I was looking for at all. I have 3 lip products to show you guys. So the first one is from TATCHA. They are kind of remarketing their Camellia lip balms. So this is not necessarily a new product, but they are remarketing it. So it's kind of being repushed again from TATCHA. This one is the shade Plum Blossom. So it's a beautiful kind of pink balm shade. I love this. It's a really gorgeous, nourishing formula, but the price is kind of insane, and for $38, I just don't think there's any lip balm in the world that's going to be worth that kind of price. So I am glad that I have this one. TATCHA is one of my favorite brands. They're Japanese, and I'm Japanese, so represent, but I don't know. It's so expensive. I was expecting something that was going to make my lips like plump, smooth, perfect, but this wasn't that. It's a good lip balm, but it's not like $38 good, if that makes sense. I have a lip gloss from KKW Beauty. I really enjoyed this lip gloss. It's from the Ultralight Beams collection. This one has some nice like shimmery glitter particles. So the new glosses from MSIO that are sold individually, those don't have any shimmer particles in them, so I can't really speak to the formula. Also, those are said to be a little bit more pigmented. I think these were meant to be a little bit more sheer, so I'm not reviewing or speaking for the MSIO glosses. Those are probably a completely different formula, but I'm just speaking on the KKW Ultralight glosses. So these, in my opinion, are such a beautiful formula. I love this one. I have the shade Rose Gold. It's the only one I currently own, but I am planning on picking up more of these shades. I really want them to release these in singles because as of now, you can only buy them in a set with the pigment. And personally, I think the gloss is a lot better than the pigment. So I enjoyed this a lot. I use this on my more natural makeup days. It's just such a beautiful pink, sparkly, juicy gloss. It's not sticky at all. It's just a beautiful formula. So I really enjoy this one, and the packaging is stunning as well. Final lip product I have to show you guys are the new Fenty Beauty Mademoiselle lipsticks. These came out in December, so these are not completely new, but they're pretty new to me. I have 2 shades. I have Candy Paint, and then I have Saucy. Saucy is a bright orange shade, and then Candy Paint is a hot pink shade. So Fenty is pretty famous for going really banging with their colors, and I want to try out some new colors from their lipstick line because these are so unique. I don't have anything like these in my collection, especially Saucy. It's a beautiful like bright tangerine orange. I have yet to find a day that I've been completely comfortable wearing this one because I think you would need to wear this with a very specific aesthetic. So I am actually planning on buying some like orange clothing that matches this lipstick to go with it because I think that's kind of the whole like if you want to wear this lipstick, you really have to commit with your aesthetic. So I will probably wear this one with a more orange like look, but I wouldn't just throw this on a normal day. I would have to kind of create my outfit and my look around this lipstick. Candy paint is really fun. I don't go for super bright pinks like this one, like a hot Barbie pink, but it's so fun. And I think the formula is amazing. That's what I really wanted to talk about. I think the matte formula is gorgeous. It stays on all day. Probably has to be in my top like 3 favorite bullet lipstick formulas like this one that are non-liquid lipsticks. I think the colors are super fun, kind of pushing the envelope, and I definitely want to pick up some more colors from Fenty, but overall, really, really great colors, very, very fun, and a great formula. The last product I have to mention to you guys is actually a new perfume. So Scentbird was kind enough to send over a perfume. This one is from Nest Fragrances. So it is the Black Tulip perfume. And I have kind of mixed feelings on this perfume. I wore this like twice and I was trying this out. It sprays on so potent. It's a very, very pungent smell, and personally I don't like super strong perfumes because my eyes can kind of water from them. The only strong perfume that I've ever had that is super like strong scented but doesn't like wear off throughout the day is a KKW Beauty perfume. That one is very strong, but it doesn't make my eyes water. This one did make my eyes water. I was kind of like tearing up. I didn't smell it throughout the day, but other people did. So other people could really smell this on my skin when I couldn't, which was kind of weird to me. I think it's a really beautiful scent. I do enjoy the smell, and I think it's a gorgeous perfume. Is it worth the price? I don't know if I would repurchase this one. It's definitely not my favorite over the new KKW one. I prefer that one a lot. It's my favorite perfume. But this is really beautiful as well. I think it's a gorgeous fragrance, and a lot of people really liked it on my skin. So I don't know, kind of mixed feelings about this one, but that concludes all the new products I've been trying out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was very long to film. I had a lot of products in here, so I hope it's not too long and overbearing for you guys. But yeah, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed down below, and make sure you're following me on Instagram as well for my makeup looks. And if you made it to the very end of this video, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel.